Hi everyone, this is insight number 2 in my series 30 Days of Insight. Um, Things I've learned during my journey of transformation and change. And what I wanted to share with you for today's little nugget is the realization that actually every prayer, every request we make to God, to the universe, to life, is answered. What I've discovered is that the answer doesn't always look like what we are expecting or what we want. And as a result, because we're expecting one thing and we are only looking for that one thing, we don't really hear the answer or see the answer to our prayer. An example would be, God, show me what it is that you want me to do with this particular thing. Whether it's a particular situation with work or at home, or you're writing something, and your expectation would be that if you're writing something, some words are going to be downloaded into your brain, and the prose will just flow. Or if it's something to do with your home situation, somebody will step in with exactly the right solution, the right bit of advice to help you get out of whatever the bind is at home. But what I've realized is that when we ask, especially the deeper questions, Lord, help me understand why you placed me here. Lord, help me understand, help me to see what my role is here. How am I supposed to help this person? How am I supposed to contribute to society? I don't know what your expectations were, but I expected an indication of, okay, this is the job you should do, this is what you should study, this is what you should train for, you should go and meet this particular person, you should attend this particular event. But my experience has been that the answers don't look like what we expect, but the answers are undeniable once we tune into what is actually transpiring in our lives. Once we start to listen for God in all the tiny little details of the day. What I've discovered is that in listening for God, in being aware that His answers, His responses come from everywhere, through everything, I have been the recipient of a lot of comfort, a lot of grace, because I am no longer expecting God's answers to look like what I think an answer should look like, or what my response would be if I was asked that particular question. So when you ask the question, what is my purpose here? Why am I here? How am I supposed to contribute? How am I supposed to glorify you in the earth? God will take you through some challenging experiences, and as I said in the previous insight, it will involve letting go of the things that are not conducive to the purpose that He has created for. So He doesn't necessarily tell you, okay, your purpose is to bake cupcakes, but He will take you through an experience that starts a questioning within you, so that you are able to uncover what the purpose is, what your reason for being here is. Um, we know that when we are sent here to earth as souls, we are already fully loaded with everything we need to live a life of meaning and contribution here on within our societies, within the world. So when we ask that question, it's really from a place of needing to be reminded of what is already within us. And so, therefore, I think God does not necessarily tell us outright, okay, your purpose is to be a cupcake maker, but He starts this process of peeling away everything that is obscuring what He has already placed in us. So, uncovering your purpose really becomes about uncovering what is already in you, but you need to do the work. The way I've experienced God's answers is that His answers will guide me towards a particular area, a particular situation that I need to pay attention to, and the level of awareness that I bring to that particular area, knowing that I asked this question and now I'm faced with this situation. Is it possible that this situation has something to do with the question I asked God? Just that level of awareness brings a whole different perspective to how you engage with the situation in front of you. And then because you are bringing that level of awareness to the situation, remarkable things are revealed to you. Not because necessarily some sage has shown up at your doorstep and is espousing all these words of wisdom, but through your own process of engaging, of listening, of being aware of what you are doing, of where you are being and how you are being on a day-to-day, moment-by-moment basis, you naturally start to see more, start to experience more, and that's where the insights and the uncovering starts to happen. So, as I was saying, my insight for today is that I've discovered that every little prayer that we pray is actually answered. The only question is, am I attuned enough to be able to hear the answer? And the attunement comes from letting go of what I think the answer should look like. If I think that the answer to my purpose is in some kind of career, then I'm not going to hear when God says, you need to maybe bake some cupcakes for a while. And in that moment, that might be my purpose. That for this, I don't know, 6 months, 3 months, 6 days, there is something that I need to learn, that I need to discover, uncover through the process of baking cupcakes. There is no human rhyme or reason to the process that God takes each of us through in uncovering and showing us what our purpose is. So, the insight for today is every little prayer is answered. The question is only, are we attuned and listening for the answer, and not listening for the answer we hope to have or want to have? That's it for today.